of Dubai visits Dubai's Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Abu Dhabi Investment Authority wary on global growth. And Djokovic beats Nadal to win his maiden US Open title. This is 7 National News. In our top story this evening, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Vice President and Prime Minister of the UAE and ruler of Dubai, has visited the Dubai Chamber of Commerce and Industry, where he was briefed on a number of national economic activities. He was accompanied by His Highness Sheikh Maktoum bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Deputy Ruler of Dubai. Abdul Rahman Saif Al Ghurair, Chairman of Dubai Chamber, welcomed the ruler's visit. The ruler of Dubai expressed his satisfaction at the Chamber's efforts and initiatives. He also directed the Chamber's chairman and board of directors to launch constructive initiatives aimed at encouraging international companies to come and invest in the country without obstacles or complicated procedures. The meeting was also attended by other dignitaries, among them His Highness Sheikh Ahmed bin Saeed Al Maktoum, Chairman of Dubai Aviation Authority and Chairman of Emirates Group. The Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum Charity and Humanitarian Establishment has recently opened 4 schools in Palestine at a cost of 8.5 million dirhams. The move follows the directives by the Vice President and Prime Minister and ruler of Dubai, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. According to Emirates news agency WAM, Consular Ibrahim Boumalha, Chairman of the Board of Trustees of the establishment, stressed the significance of Sheikh Mohammed's directives to boost the education in a number of sisterly and friendly countries. He added that the 4 schools were opened in a number of West Bank towns. The Prime Minister of Somalia has hailed the relief efforts of the UAE and also the country's quick response to the drought and famine that is affecting the Horn of Africa. The Prime Minister of Somalia, Abdewali Muhammad Ali, said that the initiatives of the UAE towards the victims have strengthened his country's efforts to limit the effects of the disaster over the Somali people who are facing difficult humanitarian conditions. The UAE has taken many initiatives to support the victims of Somalia, especially in the areas of health and relief aid. However, more support is needed for the displaced people who are lacking basic necessities. During his meeting with UAE's delegation to Somalia, led by Ahmed Humaid Al Mazroui, Chairman of the UAE Red Crescent Authority, the Somali Prime Minister expressed his appreciation for the efforts of the delegation. The world's largest sustainable caviar farm in Abu Dhabi hatched its first batch of sustainably produced caviar recently. According to the Royal Caviar Company, they are right on track with their schedule and are confident that UAE-produced caviar will be commercially available by 2012. The production of these golden eggs is deemed another great investment and achievement that will put the spotlight on the emirate. Khadija Salih has more.
Following the opening of its Abu Dhabi-based 50,000 square meter facility in March, the Royal Caviar Company reported the first successful hatching of its sturgeon fish. Around 120,000 sturgeon eggs were brought in from Germany in August, and since their arrival, the company has seen more than 80% of the eggs productively hatch. This represents the first batch of locally grown roe, which in addition to the production of caviar, an expensive delicacy worldwide, as well as fish meat products, it will also form part of the company's first brood stock.
The world demand for caviar is around 400, estimated to be around 400 tons a year. When we are fully operational, we'll be supplying 35 tons of caviar, which is going to cover around 10% of the world demand. It's a huge figure. This will, this will place Abu Dhabi and UAE as a world player in this market, and it will also hopefully, usually people know, caviar to be coming from Russia, from Iran. Hopefully, the coming generation will remember Abu Dhabi as producing caviar also. Of course, this will boost the economy. This is the biggest farm worldwide.
The factory is the largest and most sophisticated indoor caviar farm in the world and currently contains 80 tons of sturgeon. 124 tons more are scheduled for delivery this year. A tour around the facility shows its state-of-the-art technology. From hatchery to harvest, the fish are kept in comfortable surroundings under temperature-controlled and hygienic conditions. A computerized monitoring system ensures the plant is running properly, while the feeding robots are programmed to supply the sufficient amount of food 24/7.
It's very friendly to the environment. We're recirculating 90% of the water, and 10% only is released for irrigation and landscaping areas. We are using for our biomedia recirculated, recycled water bottle covers to grow bacteria in and to recirculate the water.
The facility is already prepared for commercial production next year. Company representatives say the factory aims to have sturgeon eggs hatch on a yearly basis and become entirely self-sustaining. In addition, this will help in protecting wild sturgeons which are now in the endangered list. With a capacity to produce 35 tons of caviar annually, they are confident it will contribute largely to the economy and put Abu Dhabi in the spotlight as a caviar producing market.
Technology that we are using, will enable us to produce one of the highest qualities of caviar that is there in the market. We will have no off flavors in the meat or in the caviar itself. It will be tasting very, very nice. I think we will have maybe two to three category of quality, but it's going to be one of the highest that is there in the market.
By the second half of 2012, the UAE and the rest of the world will finally be able to enjoy Abu Dhabi's homegrown caviar, which according to the company is set to become one of the best in the world. But until that time, the work continues to ensure that everything is perfect and ready by the time the product hits the market next year. Khadija Sali, 7 National News.
The world's largest short film festival is set to rock the UAE's film scene when the capital will play host to Tropfest Arabia. Tropfest, founded in Australia in 1993, has grown to become a reputed showcase of some of the best talent in short filmmaking. Tropfest Arabia will be held for the first time in the MENA region in Abu Dhabi on the 4th of November. Festival representatives have said that an already overwhelming number of filmmakers have entered, and those who do enter need to meet the festival criteria, which means a short film of no longer than 7 minutes. UAE filmmaker Naila Al-Kaja, who is part of Tropfest Arabia's judging panel, believes that the festival is a solid foundation to further push regional talent in films onto the international stage. Filmmakers need to submit their work before the 22nd of September.
Sometimes you see the spark, you see something, and a film really stands out. And I'm really looking forward to it because I think it's a brilliant opportunity for many, many Arabs to come and enter such a large-scale festival. Film has this charm because it has this magic. It brings all the arts together, You always end up composing music for your film and work with lots of color and whatnot and composing scenes. So, yes, I think there's a lot of appetite for it, and there's a lot of content out there that needs to be exposed. And something like Tropfest Arabia is the perfect platform to celebrate Arab cinema.
Looking to news abroad now, French authorities said on Monday there was no radioactive leak after an explosion on a nuclear waste treatment site which killed 1 worker. 4 people were injured, 1 with serious burns, in the blast at the Centraco site owned by French power utility Électricité de France. But the blast comes amid heightened safety concerns in the wake of Japan's Fukushima disaster in March, and the French authorities were quick to react. French Ecology Minister visited the plant a few hours after the accident and told journalists there was no environmental impact on and around the site. The UN nuclear watchdog, the International Atomic Energy Agency, said it was seeking information from France about the explosion and had activated its Incident and Emergency Centre. Local emergency services said there were no traces of radioactivity on the 4 people injured. France, the world's most nuclear-reliant country, is carrying out stress tests on its 58 nuclear reactors in the aftermath of the Fukushima disaster. Weeks of heavy monsoon rains and a tropical storm in Thailand have caused widespread floods and mudslides, killing at least 82 people over the last couple of months. A report released by the Department of Disaster Prevention and Mitigation on Monday stated that after being hit by tropical storm Nokten, Thailand still suffered severe floods and mudslides. 500,000 people in 16 provinces are reported to have been affected by storms and chest-high flooding, especially the northern part of Thailand. The country's meteorological Meteorological Department still warned of more possible flash floods and mudslides in 35 provinces in the coming week, as more heavy rains were expected throughout the country. Meanwhile, 16 of Thailand's 76 provinces have been hit by floods that have damaged or destroyed more than 200,000 homes in nearly 3,000 villages. Up next, we have the day's business news for you, so stay with us.